All right, so part two, real quick, right? And these are respectful, legit questions. Educate me, don't jump on me, all right? So let's say, hypothetically, you meet a person, you fall in love with them, you're having a long-term committed relationship, and it goes on for years, right? And then it's time for him to get released, and you pick him up and y'all get released, and everything is going great. You're doing the husband and wife thing at home, and he's out there with his family or got work or whatever, but you kind of get a little nosy and you go through some of his chain bag belongings where he used to be in the joint, and you run across like a letter that he forgot to throw away or maybe intentionally kept, that he was writing another woman, and it might have been intimate or something. Is that considered cheating? I mean, because it's just a letter. He was in the prison. Or is it cheating because he kept the letter and brought it home? I mean, what does that look like, even if you found out that your significant other was writing somebody else other than you? Like how serious of an offense is that in a relationship like that? I mean, because you would think from a distance, like, trust is paramount above all else, right? I mean, because if you don't have that in a long distance relationship, I mean, what do you have? And then so, all right, well, another like hypothetical. Let's say he tells you, well, yeah, when I get out, I'm going to do this, this, and this, you know what I mean? And then, or he's like, he's a pen pal at first, and y'all getting that long distance. He's like, yeah, I'm really a mechanic or whatever. And then, he gets out and y'all are living the life and stuff, and the car breaks down one day, and you say, well, can you fix that? And come to find out, well, he's not really a mechanic. Or come to find out all those things that he said he was going to do, he didn't do, and I'm not thinking every one of them is bad. I know some of them are happily ever after, right? And I hope everybody gets their happily ever after, but I'm not naive either. Like, I'm a realist in that sense. Whenever I know, like, men, let me tell you from the standpoint of a man, whenever you're in the stage of looking for somebody else, and like you like somebody or whatever, you tell them a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? And you may not be out and out lying, but you might be bending that truth just a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, it happens, right? We all want to paint ourselves in the best light possible, but the reality is, shit, some morning our breath is stanky. We ain't always smelling like roses, sometimes I come out the bathroom and it stinks in there, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause I'm a human and I'm not perfect, So I just got to quit. Like, what happens if it's not what you thought you were buying into? You know what I mean? Here's another one too that I think might happen. What happens if he says, I'm going to leave a street light behind me, I'm this, that, and other deal, and I'm done, I'm out the streets, but then when he gets discharged or released, like, he's right back in the streets, and his buddies are coming in over to the house, and they're from the streets. And now you have actively dived into a lifestyle that really wasn't yours, but this is your man, and you love him and stuff, and you want to be supportive, and he has friends, and what's he supposed to do? Just leave his friends behind? And if you ask me, actually, yes. If you want to really be in recovery, if you really want to, be free of a lot of things, sometimes you got to leave the negative influences behind. And that's not to say a lot of guys can't get out there and switch it up, but I'm talking about, in particular, the guys that are in the street without wanting to change. I'm not talking about guys that are working an 8 to 5 that made a mistake. And, I get how that could be a supportive group in itself if everybody's heading in the same direction. I'm talking about heading in a bad direction, And also, I guess this is the last question too. Like, so what do you do as far as like family members? Like, how does that work whenever you explain to your mother or your father, you're like, man, I'm in love with old, Jeffrey, and Jeffrey's currently doing 10 years, he'll get out in 10 years, well, for robbery or whatever, but I love him, he's a good guy, he's misunderstood, he was in the wrong circumstance, wrong place, wrong time, Daddy, I love Jeffrey, I mean, how does your families actually handle this, and how big of an impact and influence would that be as far as your decision making? I know that would be different for everybody. Some people are very close to their family, other people are not. But again, all these questions are meant for education, so educate me, and I mean it respectfully. Just let me know, like, teach me, like, let me know, because I'm curious, because I've seen it a lot. Speaking of, my sister both of her baby daddies have been to the joint. My mother used to, I told that in another letter, my mom used to write some really bad guys that was in a bad guy that was in the Texas syndicate, so it's not like I've never seen it. I have seen it. And the reason maybe I'm so curious is because I've never seen it work. You know what I mean? And I know it can work, and I don't want to discourage anybody because I want everybody to be happy, but I'm also like a realist. I can't be the only one that's seen like it not work. All right, I'll holler at y'all. Y'all have a good evening. Teach me.